Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to another exciting adventure on everybody's favorite paranormal talk show, Radio Wasteland. I'm your host, Chauncey Hallworth. This is my co-host, Kara Kittrick.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Kara?
I'm surviving, barely. Just fending off the angry hordes, trying to break in, tear me apart.
Right.
It's a normal day in urban America.
Totally. Well, I mean, this past year has taught us, it's taught us to think about our mortality, tyranny, standing up for freedom, all these civil rights and all this stuff. But I think it also popped in one question that we're going to cover today quite a bit, and that is a zombie plague actually possible? Because when you see this stuff spread, any fan of paranormal or horror, as soon as the virus went, we're just all like, is this it?
Yeah, and I feel like there's always a kind of a hint of like, ooh, what if this is it? Because like, as ways for the human race to go out, zombie plague is probably the most fun. Because you get to shoot your problems, and also really there's no one telling you what to do. Mm-hmm. So if you're an embittered loner with guns, then it's ideal, really. Compared to anything else. I mean, sure, robot uprising, maybe you can shoot at robots, but more likely, the robots will just, they'll have predator drones and they'll just kill you, or, nuclear bombs or something.
So I'm kind of wussy. I always thought the nicest way for the people of the world to go would be either to instantly blow up and nobody saw it coming, like a gamma burst, Yeah. Or
rogue black hole, something like that.
Or the happening where the plants actually secrete a pheromone that just gets us all so high and we eventually die in OD.
Yeah, those would both be nice, but
I'm kind of wussy. I don't know if I'm ready for a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of a very specific strain of person.
Right.
For, the kind of person who has a zombie survival plan. It's like
the kind of person who listens
survivalist.
Wussy us.
Yeah, I mean, if we haven't already turned them all off, but yeah. So I think there's that subset that is desperately hoping zombies could be a thing.
Right.
I think it could be a thing, but not in the way it is in movies. Not exactly. I think if there's a zombie plague, it's the plague-like behavior of the zombies is going to be a result of the fact that they are human, and not a result of the fact that they are infected with a horrible virus. It's going to be idiots spreading their zombie plague on purpose. This year has, if it's taught me one thing, it is that a lot of people are going to be like, don't worry, you can't get the zombie virus from being bitten. I'm fine.
Right. Right.
Well,
I mean, to be fair, there's always that guy in the movies.
Yeah, there is that guy.
There's that guy who's just a what, nothing, or he tries to cover it up and lie to himself about how he's just going to be just fine. But then eventually, you know what happens. He turns on his people. And
what I've learned now is it isn't just that one guy. It's going to be like most people are going to be like that.
Right. You think so? It's not just the high-powered coked up Wall Street guy.
No, it's going to be, it's mainly going to be like the homeschool moms.
Oh, right.
Those are the
Karens. Is that
the Karens? Those are the people we're really going to need to be worried about.
Let me speak to your manager so I can hear.
Yeah, it's just going to be the lumbering Karens with just fungal pustules bursting from their cranium, chewing on their children.
Looking like Kate from John and Kate with a terrible rash.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's get into the first one here before we come up on break. And that's newly discovered fungi turn flies into zombies and devour them from the inside out. Two newly discovered fungi species have a similarly macabre mode of action. They eat flies alive while using them to drop spores on new victims.
Yeah. So we talked about, actually, it was a news item, I think.
That was in Live Science, by the way, livescience.com, but go ahead.
Yeah, but we talked about something that was similar
with ants.
Yeah, well, a few years ago. And it's crazy. Fungi just love turning insects into zombies, which, there's lots of things that do this. So the one I reported on a few years ago, it actually turns the bug into something that is more fungus than insect, but it's still trying to mate with the other insects.
Man, that is a freaky Roger Corman movie or something.
Right?
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. The mating aspect, it just takes it into this 1980s B-level sci-fi movie.
It does. Yeah. I mean, I'm fine if the zombies are trying to bite me, but please not in a sexual context.
Right. Yeah.
I only like the zombie hordes as a friend.
What about Tina from Bob's Burgers? She likes that. I love her. Yeah, have you ever seen The Girl with All the Gifts?
No.
That's about spore fungi zombie attack. And actually there's a line or two in I believe in Night of the Living Dead. There's one line that alludes to that it might be from a passing comet, and another that has to do with potential spores or something.
Interesting.
So, Girl with All the Gifts, great movie, terrifying though, because when I saw it, I was aware of some of this science that's out there, and
right.
It scared me.
So it's true that, fungi have been snacking on insects and making them do their bidding in this way for, hundreds of millions of years. Not so much with people, but there are parasites that can do weird things to people. Toxoplasmosis makes you like cats. So
makes you like cats?
Yeah.
I think I have that.
I mean, lots of people like cats anyway, but apparently it's a thing because toxoplasmosis wants to get into the cat. And so parasites affecting our neurology and making us behave in ways we might not otherwise behave. Yeah. That's a thing. That's a thing nature does.
That is an insert cuss word here, terrifying. All right, you're listening to Radio Wasteland. We're coming up on break. When we come back, we're going to talk about, did Nostradamus predict any zombie apocalypse for 2021? We're going to talk about what Nostradamus has to say for 2021. Excellent. Is it going to be better than 2020? We'll see.